And welcome to Barbie Dolls of the Week. So I want to continue to, give us something to think about besides the news that's going on in the world that's not great. In fact, it's pretty bad, and I'm, just really don't want to get into it. But I want to focus on dolls, and that's what this channel's about. So I want to show you some dolls that are friends of Barbie this week that I've shown you part of, but I've got some to show you more fully. So what I'm talking about is the dolls called Heather's Secret, which is this one, and there's also Tiffany and Vanessa's Secret. So those are the other dolls in this series. And here's a picture on the back of the three dolls, the blonde that I'm showing you now, the brunette, and the redhead in the middle. So you've got those three. This is made by Creata, or Creata. Here's their symbol. These are from 1988. And, I had shown you guys the ones in the boxes previously. The redhead had been taken out. I didn't actually bring her up this time because my hands were full, so I didn't bring her. But I brought the other two to show you what they look like again in the box. Okay, so first of all, let me show you this one too, which is Vanessa's Secret, the brunette. And she's got that little curly Q on the side of her head. I don't know if you can see that there. There it is. She's got a long dress or dressing gown, whatever that's supposed to be. A beautiful gown outside and a lacy teddy underneath. Oh, that's the secret. Okay. I'd forgotten about that. This one says a glamorous party dress outside and a lacy Merry Widow and panties underneath. So these are the Glamour Secrets collection dolls, and I just thought they were so pretty. They do have awfully big faces compared to Barbie, I think. But, it somehow works. They've got a lot of hair, too. Now, what I want to show you is I found the ones that I'd been looking for, and they were in a box, I knew, and I wanted to show you the dolls, same dolls, out of the box. At least I believe these are all the same. They could have had more than one version, because this redhead, her eye makeup looks a little different. The other two, I think, looks the same, and I've got them in some other Barbie outfits right now, but this is what they're in. So here's what she looks like. And by the way, I just washed their hair yesterday and put some conditioner in it, and now it needs a little bit of styling help, but it looks pretty good. It stayed in good shape. Let me get this thing back up top here. So yeah, I think these are pretty dolls. They're quite different than Barbie as far as their look. They're the same 11.5-inch rubbery butt. I have noticed that these ones that have been out of the box since the late 80s are really wobbly. Their bodies are much looser now. And I don't want to, even the legs, are, this leg isn't as bad, but this one is really wobbly, I noticed. The arms are pretty much normal, and their arms were straight arms. They didn't have bent arms or anything back then for those. Well, I mean, at all. So this is the body, and like I said, these are not the outfits. They would have been in those outfits. Here's the dark-haired one. This is Vanessa. Again, a big, full head of hair. And I'm going to move her little flower up, too. I didn't realize it was just Velcroed on. Let me not tear her head off. Oh, speaking of which, I have to show you guys that just a second. Okay, so as far as the heads, and this is what I'm thinking about doing, since these have such loose bodies, and there's another problem you're going to see in a minute, but these are ones where the head comes off very easily, because it's just on a big knob, and I love that, honestly, because it's so easy to slip it on and slip it off. And years ago, I would use their bodies for the Charlie's Angels doll heads, or other, bodies, but since these were so easy, and I think, I'm trying to remember, the 80s dolls, Barbies, were a lot easier than they are today to take on and off, too, but I didn't do that a lot. It was with other dolls that had issues or that weren't Barbie. But, I would just use the body temporarily because I wanted to see what the little Charlie's Angels head would look like, which it looked kind of weird, but it worked for what I wanted to do. So But yeah, the body, even in the middle, it's very wobbly. So I guess it's just from age and being in a box, but let me see about this one. This one isn't quite as wobbly in the middle. It seems like their right leg is very loose. Left leg, not so much, so I don't know why that is. But speaking of right legs, wait a minute, they're trying to fall. Wait a minute, let me put them up here. This one, the blonde, which is Heather, the first one I showed you in the box ones, here's her hair, by the way. A lot of hair. So they have a lot of hair for, like especially if some little one wanted to really have hair to brush and play with. And these dolls were fairly cheap. I'm trying to see the price tag. I can't really see what it says. But I just know they were cheaper than Barbie, if I remember correctly. Yeah, these aren't, can't really see the price tag on these. But that's the way I remember them when I bought them. I just don't remember how much. So I'm not going to guess. But yeah, this one, I took her out and, I was just handling it and then I noticed the leg was off. So I was hoping I could snap it back on. There was a little knob in here. And I thought the knob was originally there and it just snapped onto, the hole on the side of her hip, I guess that would be. But actually it was the piece that was there that broke off and stayed in here because then it fell off. Because I was also going to try another leg on, now this is not the right side, but I had several loose legs from other broken dolls that, if the knob is still there, you can put it right back on. I've done it before. But this now has no knob. So it's going to have to be a one-legged doll. Or I'm going to have to get another body, which I don't have any bodies that I can use. The ones that I've gotten in the past I used for other dolls. I still have a bag of heads that I want to sell one of these days because I just don't intend to use those. But yeah, this one unfortunately is broken. And by the way, here's a look at her face. The eye makeup is not my favorite, and they have very small, or maybe light, eyebrows, which of course you could put them on better yourself. Maybe that's just from age. Let me see. This one's is a little more defined, but they're just very light, and hers are very thin. I think they could use a little more, but I'm not too worried about it. This one, strangely, has the best waist as far as it's not wobbling. So what's weird is, other than the fact that her leg broke off, she's in the best shape as far as the body. Now, the other thing is, let me see something. You can take that head off and just put this one on. So if you had two of the same, for instance, there she is. And actually, she looks really good in this orange, doesn't she? I think. I mean, I think they all look good in all of them. These are multicolored anyway. But again, this is the body that's a little loose. So we'll just take her back off and put her on her own body. But what do you guys think of these dolls? Like I said, I really like these. I think they have beautiful hair. And it seems to be a really good quality hair, not cheap. Like, this doll, just a second. This doll here, Cindy, I think her name was. I have her box, and this is really cheap hair. Very much fly away. It's the kind of hair I hate on a doll. I still think she's a fun doll, but I don't like the quality of the hair. And as you can see, her head comes off very easily. Now let's see if this doll's head goes on this body. Well, it does, but it just sits right there. And it doesn't actually, it's just on it. So it goes on, but it doesn't stay on. So let's put her back. And she doesn't stay on very good, as it turns out, either. But, if you put it on far enough, it stays on. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to show you the quality of the hair on that one. And then we'll put this back on here. So I wanted to ask you guys a question. How are you guys holding up during all this that we're all going through? And also, are there any viewers, I'm curious to know, from different areas or countries where your country is not experiencing a lot of problems with COVID. Um, Ours is, as you've probably heard, and in some areas it's pretty bad. So I just want to know how you guys are coping, and what are you doing to stay active, and are your dolls helping, I hope? Just having an activity. I mean, like recently I finished, with my husband's help, a big puzzle, and I love doing jigsaw puzzles. That's what I mean. So those are helping as well. So, whatever you're doing, I hope you're taking care, staying healthy, and I just want you guys to stay safe. And I will try to do the same. So, I'm being very careful, very, very rarely going out right now. And when I do go out, like today, to mow the lawn or pick up a prescription in the drive-through, that's my activity. So, I'm not doing a lot, as you can tell. But my different creative pursuits are certainly helping me in this troubled time. So everybody take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.